Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Don1, and I am back with another video. All right, we're gonna get into now. Carmelo Anthony has a change of heart. Seems like Carmelo Anthony really don't mind taking his talents to Cleveland, believe land. All right. We're about to get into this in a few seconds, but before we begin, I'd like to let you guys know that I have a new channel called Messy Media U. Go check out that channel. It's a comedy channel. I'm gonna do a lot of comedy skits, so go check that out. Subscribe and enjoy. You will not be disappointed. But let's get into this video, all right? And by the way, this article is from bleacherreport.com. If you want to read the full article, I will have the article in the description below this video if you guys want to also read the article. But basically, Carmelo Anthony is having second thoughts, and now when it comes to his trade demands, he is not only just wanting a trade with the Houston Rockets, which makes logical sense. He's also expanded to the Portland Trail Blazers as well as the Cleveland Cavaliers if they can work out some type of deal. Now, Carmelo Anthony stipulated that his real destination, his real heart and desire is with the Houston Rockets, but definitely Carmelo Anthony wants to get the hell out of New York. Okay, let's just face facts, face reality. The New York Knicks are in rebuilding mode. They got Porzingis. They want to build around him, and the only way you're going to be able to build around him is have additional draft picks. Okay, it seems like they got the front office sort of stable. Okay, we'll have to wait and see. Even though this GM has purged the New York Knicks by making the New York Knicks accept some awful trades when he used to be the GM for the Toronto Raptors. So it's quite logical. The guy who has pretty much purged you over the course of 8 to 9 years, maybe this person is not so bad after all. I'm exaggerating with the 8 or 9 years, but you get the picture. So, as far as Carmelo Anthony is stating, he still wants to be in Houston. But Houston has a problem. They don't have enough assets to orchestrate a trade unless they get a third team involved. And the only asset the Houston Rockets really can match salaries with is Ryan Anderson, and the New York Knicks don't want Ryan Anderson. You know, it's pretty much swapping one player with a huge contract with another player with an even larger contract with an additional year, and Ryan Anderson is not what's the word I need to look for? Ryan Anderson is not the solution for the future. He's definitely not the solution for the present. And when you compare him to Carmelo Anthony, clearly Carmelo Anthony is a little bit more talented than Ryan Anderson. Plus, he has a year less on his deal. Okay? So, if Carmelo Anthony is willing, if he really truly willing to want to trade to other teams, Portland has the necessary assets to orchestrate a trade with the New York Knicks. However, if you read the article, if you read the reports from like 2 months ago, Carmelo Anthony wasn't having it with that particular team, and particularly that city. Okay. If you look at Cleveland, even though he said no to Cleveland, Cleveland may have one asset that the New York Knicks wouldn't mind having, and that is Isaiah Thomas. Now, I know before you guys start commenting below, hear a brother out. Isaiah Thomas is really not going to be available immediately for the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right. And if the Cleveland Cavaliers want to compete with these other teams in the East, they need a piece right now. That's why you kept hearing reports of the the Cleveland Cavaliers talking about, well, let's trade that 14th pick to see if we can get additional assets to build the roster for this year, because this is going to be the swan song, sort of say. All right. Now, Isaiah Thomas, we all know, is injured, and he's not going to be available for the New York Knicks. I'm sorry, the Cleveland Cavaliers, until after the All-Star break. All right. And it's not going to be beneficial for the Cleveland Cavaliers. However, trading Isaiah Thomas, as well as they're going to have to give up something else to the New York Knicks, because let's just face facts, face reality. Even though Isaiah Thomas is a name, he's definitely a piece, but however, he's not going to benefit the New York Knicks now. So what the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to have to do is either possibly get a third team to get some additional picks along with Isaiah Thomas, and then they can trade Isaiah Thomas to the New York Knicks, and the New York Knicks are willing to let go of Carmelo Anthony, and Carmelo Anthony can go to Cleveland. All right, and that deal will work for both parties. Excuse me, it's a win-win for both parties. One, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they will have Carmelo Anthony, which is he's still a top 20 player, okay? And you pair him along with LeBron James as well as Derrick Rose, you may have something there. They will definitely be the true representatives of the East. I don't think with that roster in place, it will cause nightmare problems, matchups with the Boston Celtics. I think the Milwaukee Bucks will give them a run for their money, because they got younger players that are lengthy and athletic, that can defend, sort of defend LeBron James as well as Carmelo Anthony. All right. Now, here's the problem of having Carmelo Anthony on your roster. Basically, you have given up the notion of defense. Okay. Carmelo Anthony, he's a little older, and Carmelo Anthony was never known as a defensive stopper. Let's just go ahead and get that nonsense out of the way. And then you got Derrick Rose. He's going to be your starting point guard. And Derrick Rose has, he's getting a little older too, and he has also never been known as a defensive stopper. Okay? So by having those two guys on your roster, you're basically saying that you don't really care about defense for the foreseeable future with the Cleveland Cavaliers. However, you're going to have nights where the offense, you're going to be scoring points in bunches, okay? Not on the regular, but every now and then you're going to get those occasions from Derrick Rose as well as Carmelo Anthony, if Carmelo Anthony is traded to Cleveland, okay? But on the flip side, you're going to have to give up a little bit more for Carmelo Anthony. The New York Knicks are in the mindset of, we're going to get a little bit more for him if he wants to leave us. You guys definitely need him, okay? And to be truthfully honest, we could just ride this out for this year and just keep Carmelo Anthony and then wait till next summer, okay? Also, the Oklahoma City Thunder, that's another team that Carmelo Anthony is also interested in. So when you got so many teams that, since he's opening up his horizons on possible teams he wouldn't mind going to. Those teams are going to be competing for Carmelo Anthony's services. Who desperately need Carmelo Anthony the most? Okay, clearly Houston, all right, to a certain extent, but definitely the Cleveland Cavaliers on a larger percentage, and they probably be willing to go the extra mile to sweeten the pot to get Carmelo Anthony. All right, so that's what's pretty much going on with this article. I'm gonna have the article in the description below. I didn't mean to keep talking on and on and on about it, but yet it's going to be a very interesting summer. I believe it's 24 days away until the NBA opening season, so we're just gonna have to wait and see how all of this plays out. Okay, me personally, I still think that at the end of the day, somehow, some way, the Houston Rockets and the New York Knicks are going to orchestrate a deal where they send Carmelo Anthony to the Houston Rockets. All right, but you never know. There's a lot of wild cards at play, and the biggest wild card is the Cleveland Cavaliers. So we're going to have to wait and see how that plays out. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. Please, notification squad in the building. Hit that notification bell, that notification icon, so it'll let you know when my next video or live stream is going down. It's your boy. I'm Christy Don 1, and I